Hey guys, I'm back. Here today doing something a little bit different. We're gonna do kind of a genetics 101 sort of. So I'm gonna take you guys over to Morph Market. We're gonna look at some different genes that are popular, more so kind of probably in the pet world as well as in the breeding world. They're some of my personal favorites. So we're gonna look at them and see what they look like, what to look for when you're trying to ID them, and then what they also look like with other genetics combined as well. So let's hit it. So this is at the suggestion of one of our followers. So we'll probably do a couple parts of this. We'll do this one, and then I might do 2 or 3 others, just doing other genes. And then we'll kind of go into some of the more in-depth goodies. And I will apologize in advance. I am recording this on my laptop, and this is a first, so things might get sketchy. I keep forgetting where the camera even is. So, yeah, let's go ahead. We'll run over to Morph Market, and we'll start going over some genes. So one thing I do want to point out is I'm going to be just using random ads on Morph Market. Some are still available, some have sold. Most of these breeders that I'm picking, I'm just picking based off the photos that they took. I don't necessarily say, yes, go to them, no, don't. So I just want to put that disclaimer out there. The other thing that I just want to make sure to say is that I'm no pro, okay? I'm still learning. I'm still trying to figure a lot of this stuff out on my own. So I'm just kind of going based off of what I've learned and what I've read over the last few years and in my own experience. So there may be better terms that other breeders use and other key things to look for that people use that I just don't know about. So take what I have to say with a grain of salt, and if I can teach you something, cool. If not, if you think I'm silly, that's totally fine too. So the first thing we're going to talk about is just a normal ball python. So this is just your wild type, typically what you'd find if you were out and about in Africa. So these guys are mostly just browns, a little bit of yellows here and there. You got your blacks, and what you'll see me refer to as we go, especially with the first morph we're going to talk about, are these alien heads. So they kind of look like molar teeth too. So this here would be one alien head. This is another. This is another. So those are the alien heads. But this is just your normal ball python. Everything's kind of similar all the way through. So then you'll see the difference when we move on to this next one. So the next one we're going to actually talk about is the Enchi. Now the Enchi is one of my personal favorites. I love it in just about everything. My favorite part of it is how it reduces that pattern. So you can see on the sides here, there really isn't alien heads anymore necessarily. They're kind of reduced. There's nothing there like there is on a normal ball. Enchi also brings out a lot of golden yellow kind of colors in the sides, and in the darker points, like on the head, in these dark patches along its back, it really darkens those scales and makes them almost look chocolatey. Sometimes they look a little bronzy too. This one's head kind of looks bronzy. But yeah, so biggest takeaway for me when I'm trying to look at an animal to see if it has Enchi is to see if there's that large reduction of pattern. So this one here, this is a super Enchi. So you can see so super means that both parents were Enchi. So by both parents having Enchi, that made this baby a super Enchi. So it has like 2 copies of the gene. Welcome to my science. But so this is just like doubled up. So it lessens the pattern even more. So you can see there's like almost nothing for alien heads on this animal. This one is a little bit older too, so it browned out quite a bit, but we'll talk about that in another video. I was just looking for pattern here. And then I just wanted to find something that had a little more to it genetically. So this animal here is Enchi Pastel, super yellow belly pied, and when I was scrolling through I just thought that he was super pretty. So definitely can't go wrong with that. Really quick, just because I want to give the fair shouts, I'm going to go ahead and scroll down on these so that the breeders that have them posted can get their... Oh, he's an obvious one. Alright, and then the next one we're going to talk about is one of my favorites, one of Effie's favorites, and that is the pied or piebald. There really isn't a whole lot that doesn't look amazing in a pied. This is just a normal pied from Wilbanks. The piebald is a recessive gene, so both parents have to carry it in order to have babies that visually look like a pied. So whether it's both parents are visual pieds, then you're guaranteed to get all pied babies. Otherwise, you have to do a father that carries the gene but doesn't show it to a visual mother, and then you get a half and half split technically of pied babies. Or you can breed both parents being het pied, so not visual but they carry it, and then you can get, I think it's 25% chance of a piebald baby. But really all it does is it just brings like these cloudy white patches in, and it there's high whites, low whites, medium whites, smiley faces. Just because you breed a high white to a high white doesn't mean you're going to get high white babies. You could get all low white babies. That actually happened for us last year. So let's look at another one. So this is Wilbanks. I know it's on the picture, but just to be fair. So then this here, it's an Orange Dream Killer Pied. So she is Orange Dream Super Pastel, and then Piebald, she's also Het Clown. I'm biased because she's in my rack. But you can see where these white patches still come through on her. But then she also, with all the other genetics that she has, they carry through. And I should update a picture of her. She's turning much more orange now, having that Orange Dream in her. But I just thought she was very pretty. She was as a baby. So she came from our friends over at Blue Line Morphs. And then this last one, it just caught my eye, so I had to share it. So this is a Mahogany Black Pastel Pied. It's a paradox. But this is kind of three snakes in one, it almost looks like, because you've got these just almost normal looking patches on top of super dark, and then you got the white. So I just thought that one looked really cool, and it's a pied, so you know, always gets bonus points for me being a pied. Let's see whether... So super pretty baby. And that's from Fireball Pythons. Alright, and now for, I keep saying it, but another one of my personal favorites. I have a lot of banana in my collection. It's definitely one that some genes don't look so great with, but a lot of genes, especially once you start stacking them, it is so beautiful. So this right here is just a normal banana, nothing else added to it. So here you can see that it is basically, for the most part, it looks just like your normal ball python would, but instead it has oranges and yellows and almost a lilac, kind of lavender purple, instead of the blacks and the browns. So they also, my favorite part about bananas is as they age, they will get little black freckles, sort of. So I think that's really cool to watch them change as they age with that. So this one has none on it. Give it probably 2 more sheds and they'll start appearing, and by the time it's an adult, beautiful. So banana is one that also has a super form. So if you breed banana to banana, you can get a super banana. So this is what a super banana looks like. So essentially looks the same, it's just almost more pastels instead of the vivid colors. So just wanted to show that. And then just to add a little bit more in, I really liked this banana champagne Enchi. I'm also a sucker for champagne, so, and not the drink. So I just really liked how this one looked. We'll talk about champagne a little bit later, but just the way that the banana and the champagne together really bring out the orange and the yellow, especially the orange right along the top line. I just think that that is so pretty. And then for one that has jam-packed genetics, I love this one. Oopsie. I don't use my laptop very often. So this is a Stranger Leopard Banana Clown, and I just want to get in here a little bit closer because it is absolutely beautiful. Whether or not it'll stay like that as it ages, I can't say. I would assume it's gonna dull out quite a bit, but I was drooling all over myself when I found this thing earlier. So I would love to watch this thing as it grows and see what it does end up looking like, because if it stays that vivid, oh, I'm jealous of whoever ends up with it. Alright, so we'll just do a couple more for today because I'm sure I'm boring the crap out of y'all. So the next one we're going to do is going to be the champagne. Now I brought that one up earlier with the bananas because it is a favorite of mine. Now champagne can have a wobble, which means that they have a bit of a neurological problem. I have not personally seen it in any of the champagnes that I have. I think it's just kind of personally, once one person or 2 people have it, then it just kind of gets spread across all of them. I can't speak to it or against it. I haven't had to deal with it. You also cannot breed a champagne to a champagne. That is a lethal combo, so the babies will most likely not make it. So it is highly recommended not to breed champagne to champagne. You can do it to other genetics, obviously, but that is kind of a big no-no. So this here is just a normal champagne. It truly shows what I love about champagne myself. You can see, especially compared to a normal ball python, there is almost nothing in terms of alien heads on this animal. I also really love the sootiness almost, like just looks like they're dirty or smudged along their top line. That comes out very heavily, I find, in a lot of the combos that happen with champagne, and I personally love it. I know a lot of people don't, but yeah, this is a normal champagne, and where are they from? Ball Python Fusion. I did forget to go back and do this for the last guys. I am so sorry. I don't mean anything by it. So adding a couple genes to the mix now, we have the Gray Matter Lesser Yellow Belly. So Gray Matter is a super cinnamon champagne, and then you've got the Lesser and the Yellow Belly. And you would almost think, wait, isn't that a pied? But it's not. Champagne is known for having what's called ringers, which gives off the impression, usually it's here towards the back near the tail, where there will be a white patch that sometimes comes up over the spine, but this one just happens to have a lot of white, and it's truly not a pied. That's one other thing I love about champagne is those ringers. Let's see the last one that I have. So this one you can kind of see the ringer down here. Usually this is where that ringer is going to be. But this animal I just fell in love. So it's an Orange Dream Champagne Black Pastel Cypress, and you can just see there's basically no pattern whatsoever to this animal. That spine, that orange just pops, and I love it. The yellow on the sides is beautiful. You still got that sootiness on the head. This girl had me drooling, I tell ya. She is just absolutely stunning. If I could, I would, man. So she's from Fear to Fascination. Right, so next up we have the Pinstripe. Now I was going to wait and do this one on the next video, but I really wanted to do the morph I'm doing next, and one of the ones in that one also has Pinstripe too, so I just thought it would be fitting. So Pinstripe was actually first produced by our friends over at the Reptarium and BHB, Brian and Lori Barczyk. This here is just a normal Pinstripe. You can see that it is almost a chocolate looking color. Sometimes even the spine will be sort of golden. It's very beautiful, especially when they're young, they'll almost be gold. The name Pinstripe comes from the black pinstripes that you see that come down either side of the spine. And you can see they also don't have a whole lot in terms of alien heads. They are there, but they don't have as big of the kind of keyholes that the normal has. They almost kind of look like water droplets that come down and over. But pinstripes are very beautiful. I love them. They are a great gene to have in your collection. So this is the next one I just wanted to show just for a different color. So this is an Orange Dream Lesser Pinstripe VPI Axanthic. So the VPI Axanthic is obviously going to take most of the pigmentation away, so that's why this just looks like a black and gray animal. But still, nonetheless, I thought it showed the pinstripe influence very well with that pinstripe down the spine. And yeah, I just thought this was very beautiful. And then the last one we're going to show for this is a Banana Enchi Lemon Blast. So Banana Enchi Pastel Pinstripe. And this thing is just electric. So you can definitely see the pinstripe influence that comes through. You can also see from earlier where Banana, you've got the yellows and the lavender purpley kind of colors. And then you can also see, like we talked about earlier, Enchi, because you can see where even this pinstripe gets broken up a little bit here throughout, and that is where the Enchi comes into play. So, very beautiful animal. This takes a lot of my loves and combines them into one. So it's really quick, just because I keep stinking forgetting to show who these animals are with. I'm trying to be fair, you know. Alright, and for our last gene, I decided we'll get a little bit on the controversial side to another one of my favorites, and I know this is kind of a 50-50 shot in the ball python world, whether people like it or not, but I really do love Spider. I have had very good luck with it. I think of probably the 20 spiders that I have, maybe 2 of them have had a slight wobble, and the rest have been perfectly fine. So this here is a normal spider, and what tells me that it's a spider is not only this, obviously, but it almost just looks like spider webbing, just kind of draped all down their body, and then this lighter half down towards its belly also tells me that too. So the reduction of pattern that looks like webbing is the big takeaway, and a lot of times they do have almost that calico sort of look. I know I just said that, and I forgot completely to even do calico in this one. I'll do that in the next one. But just a very beautiful looking animal in my opinion. So we'll go to one, just adding one gene. So this is Spider and Calico, and you can see you've still got the spider webbing that comes down its spine, and then usually you'd still have these white patches down low on just a normal spider. Sometimes they're kind of a tan. Adding the calico in here though really enhances the white and actually probably brings it up even farther and pixelates things a little bit more too. I hope someday to get a calider. I don't know, a spider calico. I can't talk real well. So now this last one, I really hold near and dear. She has been a staple in our collection for a very long time. She's in blue right now because I was going to show her, but instead I went and found her original ad. So this is our girl, Rudanya, and she's a banana spinner, so spider and pinstripe is what a spinner is, yellow belly, Enchi, and she is possible het VPI Axanthic and possible het pied. So she is going to be hopefully pairing this year, and we're very excited to get her rolling. You might think she looks beautiful here. She just gets better with age. she's more electric and vivid now, even 2 years later than 3 years later. Holy crap, holy. But she's just stunning. Um, I have no other words. I'm just, I would be jealous of the person that got this one, but so that's her, and she came from our friends Matt and Lisa over at City Balls. They have beautiful animals, and I highly recommend hitting them up. Forgot we had to do that with these guys. They were cool and did their logo, so that made things a lot nicer. A lot of New Hampshire. So yeah, that is the spider gene and what it can do. So thank you for joining me on today's Morph Market Adventures. I hope that I was maybe able to help in some way. I know that my brain also works in mysterious ways, so there's no guarantee. But I do have already a list, because I had gathered information for, I think, 11. I didn't realize how long I would talk for, so I'll probably work on getting the next bundle of videos compiled here in the next night or two, and get some more genes out there. If there's any genes that you would like me to talk about, or combos that you'd like me to talk about, comment down below, and I'll look into them and make a video. We should also have some eggs soon. We have Urbosa looking super uncomfortable, and she's starting to do a lot of adjusting, and she should hopefully here within the next 7 to 8 days give us a clutch. But yeah, I hope everybody has a wonderful week. So make sure to comment down below with any suggestions you have for future genetics to talk about, or morphs. And if you're not subscribed, subscribe. Maybe I'll have something interesting soon. And like the video if you don't mind. Other than that, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I will talk to you guys next time. Take care.